I put it out there to Steven Espinoza about 10 minutes ago. I said, what do you think? He said, I love it. So maybe I'll speak to those guys. The Malik Scott fight was disappointing. He looked decent the last time out. He's boxed about twice in 10 or 11 weeks. And now they're on me every day. When's the next fight? When's the next fight? I'd like to make Luis Ortiz against Jarrell Miller. I think that's a really good fight. I like Jarrell Miller. I think he's good fun. I think he can punch. I think he's a good fighter. And I think him against Luis Ortiz is a great fight. And I'd like to make that fight. Those are the words of Eddie Hearn. He says that the Showtime bigwig Steven Espinoza likes the fight when it was proposed to him. And the general response I've seen from boxing fans is that everybody else seems to like this fight. Luis King Kong Ortiz against Big Baby Jarrell Miller. I have no doubt that King Kong will take the fight in a heartbeat. As far as... Actually, let me rewind a little bit. I think King Kong would take it, but at the same time, isn't King Kong mandatory for one of the titles? He's mandatory for the WBA Super, I believe. So he could just sit on his hands or take some easy fights and wait until that mandatory is called because he's got a guaranteed title shot there. Or maybe he don't really rate Jarrell Miller and he'll be happy to take that fight. I guess we'll see in due course. I would have normally said, I think Luis Ortiz will take it in a heartbeat, and maybe he still will. But as far as Jarrell Miller, Miller has got some issues with his promotional team at the moment. He put out a statement a couple of months ago claiming that he was a free agent and stating his intention to break free from, I believe they're called Star of David promotions, run by Dimitri Salita, who's a former fighter, the guy that was knocked out by Amir Khan in one round several years ago. And Dimitri Salita issued a counter statement saying that, no, Jarrell Miller is not a free agent and we're going to enforce the contract, so on and so forth. So there's a bit of a sticky situation there between Miller and his promoter or former promoter. We don't know how that's going to go. And on top of that, maybe Miller sees a more direct route to a heavyweight title. Then again, this is a pretty direct route because I imagine it would be a WBA eliminator. I mean, Ortiz can sit on his hands and wait to get his shot, but if he fights Miller, it may get sanctioned as a final eliminator again, and Miller may be able to supplant Luis Ortiz as the WBA mandatory challenger and get a straight crack at whoever is the WBA super champion if he manages to beat Luis Ortiz. So maybe it is appealing to him. Whatever the case may be, it's certainly appealing to me and appealing to the majority of boxing fans I've come across who have heard about this proposed fight. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Luis Ortiz versus Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Both guys stand around 6'4", although I think Luis Ortiz is a little shorter than that. Ortiz is significantly older. Miller's the younger guy. Miller is a lot heavier. He weighs nearly 300 pounds. He's at least in the high 270s for most of his fights. Very, very big guy. Physical guy with it as well. He likes to lean on you and push you back and do all that kind of stuff. He's not just a big guy for no reason. He likes to use that body weight where he can. I think he has fairly decent hand speed for a guy of those dimensions and pretty good punching power. His hand skills are quite good from what I've seen. He hasn't fought the highest level of competition so far as a professional. He's coming off a decent win over Fred Cassie, who is a durable and awkward journeyman. But other than that, he's fought nobody. So us believing that this is a good fight, him versus Luis Ortiz, we're kind of taking it on faith that Miller will be able to make it competitive, possibly win. We'll see. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below, people. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.